first of all, congratulations. This film is so fantastic.
Thank you so much.
You co-wrote it, you starred in it, you directed
Yes.
it. You have directed things before. You've never directed horror before, though.
No.
And,
Why would I do that?
yeah, well, I mean, it didn't seem like a fit for me either, but it's the #1 movie in the country. How did it come about? How did this...
It was really interesting. I was about to start this show, Jack Ryan, that I was doing, and some of the producers had this script, and they said, would you ever act in a horror movie? And I said, ooh, I don't do horror, but thanks anyway. And they said, it's about a family that can't make any noise, and you have to figure out why. And I went, damn it, it's one of the best one-liners ever. And I read this script, and legitimately, yes, I love that everybody says it's scary, and it is. It's really great. But there was something in there, the deeper theme there is parenthood. And I actually was holding our 3-week-old daughter while reading the script about a family that would do anything to protect their kids. And I was like, oh my God. I was using the baby to wipe the tears.
And
which, by the way, we have to talk about your baby.
Well, I do want to say thank you, guys. Thank you.
And don't worry, I'll bring it full circle back to the movie.
Yeah,
I'm selfish,
I want to tie it in.
I want to talk about this lobby hero you became.
Well, look, my wife was the hero, but it does tie into the movie because I would have thought the most terrifying birth this weekend was there's a birth in this movie, and, you know, this is a movie about you have to be quiet or else the monsters.
Yeah.
And so Emily has to do a scene where she's birthing without making a noise. It's
Yeah.
terrifying.
It's terrifying.
And then your wife, your actual wife, gives birth in the lobby, and you're like, that was nothing. Because you think monsters are scary, but nothing's more scary than like, oh my God, our doorman is gonna see my wife's genitals.
Okay, so wait, I thought about that doorman when you were telling the story,
Yeah.
because you sort of skipped past him. You were like, there's a doorman, and then you thanked him very nicely. But I just imagine what that guy's doing, like, hey, Seth, how you doing? You guys going? Oh my God, it's a baby. Oh, it's a baby. That's a baby in your sweatpants. Like, did you shut him down forever?
I gotta be honest, and I hope he doesn't take this the wrong way, I wasn't focused on him. Like, during the birth,
It's
I was
fine.
like, I hope Kevin's okay. No, but they were great because I only know they were great, like, after the fact because they did, like, kind of corral the people in our building to be like, you can't go in the lobby right now.
Yeah, they were like, there's wet here. It's wet, guys. It's wet. Just careful, careful.
But it's like, it's a beautiful wet. But yeah,
it's
so
my band name.
it was.
My new band name.
Oh, but you now, you mentioned you had a 3-week-old in your readers. You got a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old.
Yes, almost 2. Yes.
Almost 2. So we got a 2-year gap with ours as well. How was the second one? How did it change the game?
In every single way.
Yeah.
Because when you have your first child, it's amazing. But in those moments where your like brain starts twitching, you get to go, can you hold her for a second? And there's someone to do that. And now you go, can you hold her? Who's this? And like number 2 gets past you, and there's no break.
I just FaceTimed right before the show with my wife, and it was just both kids and the dog, and she was laughing like the Joker. So she was happy and smiling, but like the way you do before you like poison a city's water.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's called new parenthood.
That's
what I tapped into in the movie.
You did, but you really genuinely did tap into the movie, and because I mean, obviously you and Emily play parents, which you are in real life. You're the kids. You cast the most wonderful kids.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I've always been told don't work with kids. They never know their lines, and they have kid hours, which are shorter than yours, and they're not professional. I had the exact opposite experience. These kids are I probably slowed them down.
Yeah.
They're the most professional kids in the world. And we had...
And you didn't even give them any lines. You
No,
put them in a movie where they're not allowed to talk. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh, you think you're good? How about this? No dialogue. Deal with that, kid. Oh, you did deal with it. Oh, wow. You did very well.
And I mean, did you just know? I mean, I'm guessing you cast a wide net of trying to find kids to play in this film. Did you know when you found them, like, oh, these are the ones?
Instantaneously, yeah. So Noah Jupe, who plays my son in the movie, is unbelievable. He was in The Night Manager, and he had just worked with George Clooney. And so I emailed George, and I just thought, hey, George. And then it was like, don't ever write here again. I was like, oh, wow. No, and he just said he was the best child actor he's ever worked with. And he said, and as Doug Ross from ER, I've worked with them all.
Yeah, that's
literally.
Yeah.
And then the other unbelievable actress is Millie, and she is a deaf actress. She's the most beautiful girl in the world.
She's fantastic.
It was non-negotiable for me to cast a deaf actress, but I had no idea how lucky I would get. We're pretty sure, Emily and I are sure that she's not from here, that she's like an angel we got to know.
Yeah.
She's one of the most, it's true.
Yeah.
Wait till you meet her.
Yeah.
Hey! No, I'm just kidding. No, she was such an unbelievable guide and spirit animal for the movie, and she was just the most beautiful person to be around.
You got, this must be really nice when you have a movie come out. I mean, these are friends and not people you don't know. Ryan Reynolds tweeted about how he'd seen A Quiet Place. He wanted you guys to be his new parents.
Yes.
I think that's very high praise. This one, this one's pretty good. LeBron James wanted to go see it with his wife.
King Jim.
And then said hashtag horror house we have. Which is like, when he does something, I'm like, that's so much cooler than what I would have done. Yeah. And then, but this is really the highlight, right?
This was
Stephen
mental,
King.
yeah.
Quiet Place, extraordinary piece of work, terrific guy. The main thing is the silence and how it makes the camera's eyes open wide. I mean, that's as a director, like that's straight up the king of horror.
Literally the king of horror.
Complimenting your choices as a director.
No, it was thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, but then he wrote me an email, and one of my favorite things was I said, "Oh my God, you're also the biggest Red Sox fan." And he said, "If you ever want my tickets," and I was like,
Yeah.
So yeah, that's happening.
That's fantastic.
We
This
got-
keeps working out better and better for you.